if students could teach themselves to read. Picture this. We're in a first grade classroom. There's that soft little buzz in the air. Kids are leaning over their books. And then one student starts sounding out the word birthday. She says, B-er-th-d-a. She blends, she pauses, and then you know the look, the light bulb moment. Birthday. And the best part, no one whispered in her ear. No flashcards were used to memorize words. No word wall prompts were used. She taught herself that word. And at that moment, right there, that's the secret sauce of how kids become real fluent readers. Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from La Brea Education, and this is just a glimpse into a cognitive process that is key to becoming a skilled, lifelong reader. So here's the big question. How do we actually learn to read tens of thousands of words when our brains can only memorize a couple thousand symbols at most? Cognitive scientists estimate that the human memory can manage about 2,000 distinct visual symbols, yet the average adult knows and uses upwards of 40,000 words. Some estimates go even higher, estimating that well-educated adults may recognize over 200,000 words across reading, writing, and speaking. That discrepancy is staggering. If we can only remember 2,000 symbols, how do we possibly learn to recognize and read tens of thousands of words? So something else is happening, something powerful, something we need to understand as educators. The answer isn't brute force memorization. It's not flashcards or word wall words or vocabulary drills alone. It's something deeper and far more elegant. It's what researchers like Dr. David Scher call the self-teaching hypothesis. According to the self-teaching hypothesis, once students are taught how to decode words matching letters, which are graphemes, with sounds, which are your phonemes, their brains begin to do something remarkable. They start teaching themselves new words independently. Each successful decoding attempt creates a neural imprint of that word structure and meaning. After just a few exposures, the brain stores a visual memory of the word, what scientists call an orthographic representation. That means the word becomes instantly recognizable without the need to sound it out again. In essence, the student has added a new word to their mental dictionary, not by memorizing it, but by unlocking it through decoding. Isn't that amazing? They begin teaching themselves new words just by decoding them. Here's where the process becomes transformative. This self-teaching can happen again and again across thousands of words with minimal direct instruction. Once the foundation is laid, the brain's reading circuit can do the heavy lifting. It's like building a mental GPS. The first few trips require a map and directions. You're decoding, but soon the brain knows the route by heart. So let me give you an example. Let's say we have a student, Jordan. Every time a child successfully sounds out a new word, the brain creates a little memory trace of that word's look and meaning. After a few exposures, boom, the word becomes instantly recognizable. No more sounding out, no more memorization lists. The word just lives in their brain now. And honestly, this process repeats across hundreds, thousands of words. Let's take Jordan, for example. He's in second grade. He's got a solid phonics foundation, and he comes across the word unexpectedly. A big one. It's long and unfamiliar. His teacher isn't right next to him, but Jordan starts working through it. He says, expectedly. He stumbles and grapples with the word, but he tries it again. And eventually the word clicks. He blends it and recognizes the word from context. The next time he sees the word, it feels more familiar. By the third or fourth exposure, he knows it instantly. No one explicitly taught Jordan that word, but now it's his. He taught it to himself. This is the self-teaching hypothesis in action, and it's one of the most efficient ways the brain builds reading fluency. Nobody sat down and said, Jordan, memorize this. He learned it by decoding, and he taught it to himself. That's the self-teaching hypothesis in action, and it's how fluent reading grows. This idea isn't just theoretical, it's grounded in neuroscience. French neuroscientist Dr. Stanislas Dehaene emphasizes that skilled reading is all about the brain's ability to decode unfamiliar words. He explains that once the brain forms a reading circuit, a network linking visual, auditory, and meaning, processing regions, it becomes capable of mapping new words quickly and efficiently. This process depends on neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and strengthen new pathways with use. Once a child learns to link the letters with sounds automatically, every new decoding attempt strengthens those circuits and builds vocabulary. And here's the amazing part. This isn't just true for kids. It's how adult readers continue to learn new words too. But self-teaching doesn't just happen by accident. There's a catch, and it's important. Self-teaching only works if certain prerequisites are met. Children have to have automatic knowledge of phoneme-grapheme correspondences. This means knowing the connections between sounds and letters without hesitation. If a child has to stop and think about what sound a letter makes, the reading circuit can't activate efficiently. They need to be able to segment and blend phonemes fluently. They need to be able to break the words into individual sounds, segmenting, and put them back together, blending. This skill is central to phonemic awareness, a critical component of early literacy instruction. Without these skills, decoding stalls, and so does self-teaching. That's why strong phonics instruction paired with phonemic awareness is so essential in early grades. When we build these foundations well, we empower students to grow as readers. What this means for instruction and how we teach reading? Well, it means we don't have to teach every word. We can't, and we shouldn't try. Instead, we should focus our efforts on equipping students with the tools to unlock language for themselves. It means our instructional time is best spent building those foundational decoding skills, phonics, phonemic awareness, and fluency, so that students can activate their brain's natural ability to learn new words through experience. It also means that curriculum choices, intervention strategies, and assessments should reflect this understanding. Are we measuring students' ability to decode and blend? Are we giving them rich opportunities to apply those skills in real reading contexts? Are we supporting automaticity? Because once decoding becomes automatic, learning takes off. And this is just the beginning. Because when students learn to teach themselves to read, their world doesn't just open up, it expands. And that's what La Brea Education is all about. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.